All right, let's move to your San Diego Chargers. Joey Bosa, their #1 draft pick, pass rusher out of Ohio State. His mom made news over Facebook saying, hey, maybe we should have pulled an Eli Manning and forced our way out of San Diego. You were actually involved in the Eli Manning trade. That's what got you to San Diego. What are your thoughts on Joey Bosa's mom commenting on any of this?
Look, Mom, I love you, but stay off of social networks. Please. And I say this about mom, wives, family members, anyone who can affect the player who has to walk back in the locker room and look his teammates and organization back in the eyes and say, hey, I don't know what happened. I don't know why she said that. She said that because that's been talked about, I'm sure, at some point in time. So now you're kind of airing out the conversations you have privately with your family. And it's okay for her to feel that way. You just shouldn't say it publicly. But yes, you're right. I was a guy who held out of camp and had a similar situation for the language. It was all language and injury clause. And you want to feel comfortable as a player that if something happens, you go out and you have an injury that might keep you from playing, that you're protected. And if that protective language is not there, you have to listen to your representation, your agents.
There's this stuff called offset language
Right.
that gives the players more protection financially. Are the Chargers cheap? You played in San Diego. Is there a perception among players that they're not really in it to win it?
No, I don't think that. I think that's something that maybe some fans or some people have built up because of the previous situations that have been handled with players in the past. Look, you don't pay the Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates and keep all these guys around for this length of time if you don't plan on winning. These are Hall of Fame, potentially Hall of Fame guys. So they pay these guys to stay around if you want to win. Now, I understand how people feel that way because San Diego hasn't won a Super Bowl. So at some point in time, you look at a team that, when I have played from 2005 to 2010, the teams that we probably should have won 1 or 2 Super Bowls, and you don't win. Now you're doing this to a guy like Joey Bosa. Now you're doing this to guys like that. Now people want to say, oh, by the way, this organization isn't serious about winning.
Does this holdout and his mom's comment add pressure to Joey Bosa, and can he handle it?
Absolutely. I remember the first thing about me holding out, and I walked into the training camp in the locker room, and I had LaDainian Tomlinson, Lorenzo Neal, Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates. These guys looking at me like, who do you think you are? And the only way that Joey Bosa can go in and fix that right now is the second he steps on the field, he has to make an impact. If he makes an impact, the fans, organization, his teammates, everybody will forgive him.